Hello,
Welcome back to another episode of Two Piece Potting. I'm Sam,
I'm Kylie.
and today is kind of special. We're doing something a little bit different. So, for all of our people who watch the podcast, you can already see, but today we have a special guest. We have author Sasha Preston joining us. Hey, Sasha.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for reaching out and wanting to be a part of this crazy experience that we started and it's becoming a thing.
Yes, my pleasure. I'm super excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you.
So this was really cool. Sasha reached out to us via email and she has written 2 books and she asked us to read one of them. And so we did, and now we're gonna talk to her about it and about the book, about her. The book we read was The Sweetest Getaway. And it was a crime fiction, which was such a unique genre that I personally have never read before.
Yeah, neither have I.
So that was
That's
something
amazing.
really cool. But before we dive into the book, we just want to kind of talk about you and get to know you. Um, so just tell us about yourself and what kind of led you into writing.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you. I have been writing since I was a kid. It was my absolute favorite thing to do. I always loved doing it at school. I'd write whenever I came home. I even wrote books before I knew how to write. Like I'd tell my mom what to write and she'd write it all out for me.
That's amazing.
Um, and so yeah, it was so enriching and so exciting for me and such like a good creative outlet. And then as I got older, in high school and college, I continued to write, but I had to get a little bit more serious. I was
Yeah.
writing like more nonfiction, more professional things. And like it was still fun, but I started to realize that kind of I had this void and something was missing and I couldn't really put my finger on it. And one day, my friend, she said to me, you really like to write. I really like to write. Why don't we write short stories together?
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I had taken many years off from writing creatively. Yes. And so I said, sure, let's do it. And so we took turns each week. We came up with different topics. And the only rule was you just have to write about the topic. It can be any length, you can take it in any direction. So, we took turns and it was so fun each week just seeing how completely different directions we went in and how our creativity was like sparked in totally different ways. And it it made me feel like my creativity was growing and it made it more natural for me. And I was starting to have more creative thoughts throughout the day and more inspiration. And it started to build and it got more and more exciting. And soon I started to do it with my mom. My mom and I were exchanging stories too. And then a few friends invited me to join writing competitions. I have a lot of
Oh,
friends who like to
cool.
write. Yeah. And so I was like, I started to wonder, is this a sign that I should try to write something a little bit longer, not just short stories? And because I had been doing that, it started to feel more accessible. And eventually it pushed me to do it. And I sat down one day, I decided I'm going to write a book. And I thought, what is the genre that makes me feel the most excited and the most empowered and joyful? Because I want to give that same feeling to other people. And so I immediately thought of cozy heists because I think there's just something so exciting about a group of amateurs pulling off something so big, so much bigger than themselves, and seeing how far they can push themselves and seeing how they evolve through that process. So I really wanted to, explore that genre and be able to give that excitement and that sense of being daring and playful to readers. So that's kind of how that evolved for me.
That's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I always wonder,
That's such a unique idea too,
yeah,
to like do short stories writing with your friend.
that is such
Oh
a
yeah,
great
I totally.
way to get, like you said, that creativity flowing. Because that would be so fun just to hear, like, okay, this is our topic. And then I feel like, because people's brains just work so differently. Like, you're just on opposite ends of the spectrum when you guys come together with your stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like not only do you inspire yourself, the more you work that creativity muscle, you also feel so inspired by your friend. And it kind of just feeds off of each other. And I feel like it grows both of your creative abilities together. It's very collaborative. Even though you're writing stories separately, just the fact that you're coming together and enjoying them and swapping them gives you that opportunity to just to grow off of each other and to push each other.
Oh, that's awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
always wondered how like authors get into that mindset because it's like I feel like I haven't written in a really long time anything, papers or anything. I feel like I was always like, oh man, I don't know what to write. Like, and then people who can write whole books, I'm like, wow, that is top tier impressive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally. But, a lot of it is just about getting started. And I totally agree. Like when you start from a blank slate, you have no idea what direction you're going to go in. And I feel like the story, it evolves so much and you have no idea when you first start writing what it's going to turn into by the time that you're done. It's kind of like it takes on its own life because the more you explore something, you open up more doors and you think of more ways that you could expand this and more things that you could do to explore this character or develop this story. So it's all about just getting started and you'll find that your creativity builds and kind of takes on a life of its own, which is really exciting.
Okay, so when I was reading The Sweetest Escape, and in the beginning, I think it was at the beginning with your little dedication. You said like you dedicated it to your mom because she was like your ride or die. Were there any other characters in the book that were inspired by people in your real life, or were they all just
That's It's such a good question. So when I was writing The Sweetest Getaway, I think the I have a lot of entrepreneurial women in my life that are really daring and innovative, open to trying new things, open to pushing themselves. And those people just really inspire me. And I strive to be like them more as well. So I feel like writing about entrepreneurial women because all of the characters are entrepreneurial in their own ways.
Mhm.
I think that that was really important to me to kind of express that and show that because those women are so inspiring to me. And then also, Jennifer and Nari, the two main characters, I feel like I've pulled so much inspiration from a lot of different people. But so Jennifer is kind of this more timid rule follower. She's never broken a rule in her life. She's very wholesome and quirky. She loves historical things. She writes her own comic book series. And so I feel like I have a lot of people in my life that have those elements, including myself. I love wholesome things and that's why I chose the cozy heist genre. And then her friend Nari is this daring entrepreneurial woman who's constantly starting new businesses that happen to break the law and push the boundaries of the law. And she pulls Jennifer into this heist that is against someone that Jennifer knows very well, a bad guy. And that daring energy that Nari has, I think I've also seen a lot in my life. I've pulled from a lot of different people, but it's something that I like how they play off of each other. They have these really contrasting personalities. And I think the friendships that really push you the most are between people that have these differences that can really play off of each other and build each other up in different ways.
Yeah, and I feel like that was one thing I really liked about the book is you could just tell like the camaraderie between the characters. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
oh, I'm going to do this so I can be better than you. It was oh, let's all work together and build each other up. It wasn't cuz I feel like a lot of times like in books and movies and TV shows any like crime thing they're like, "All right, I'm going to double cross you and it's over. I'm taking everything." And this was
Yeah.
more of like, no, like we all have this common enemy and we're doing this like for the greater good. And it was nice to see like them trying to pull off this big heist to get an insane amount of money, but they were just like, no, we're giving this big chunk back. We're not going to be like
Yeah.
selfish and keep it and be like, oh, it's all mine.
Yeah, it was for a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I That's another element that was really important to me to bring into the book is I think that girl friendships and found family are so powerful and so important. And I really wanted to bring that to my work and just give readers that sense of joy and remind them, like having a close girlfriend adds so much to your
Yeah,
life. I,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's such an important message and element of the story that I wanted to share there.
yeah. And
for sure.
it's very much a girls can do anything book. Like, oh, the boys are doing it, now the girls can do
Oh,
it
yeah.
better. Like which not wrong.
100%. Anything you want, even a
Yeah,
heist.
exactly. Exactly. You can
Yeah.
do anything. But since we've kind of like
Amazing.
rolled into the book, like we said at the beginning, like this was just such a interesting genre. Cause like you have like your crime, you have your thriller, but like that cozy crime was just something so unique to what you've done. Because I've never come across a genre like that. And at first I was like, wait, why is everybody being so nice? And I was like instantly suspicious of everyone. I'm like, oh, you're gonna double cross this person, then you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do that. And then I was like, oh wait, no, they're just nice people. Like there can be nice people in books. Because I feel like you're just so used to in like crime related books. You're like, oh no, you're a bad guy. You're not gonna be nice.
I thought the
So
same
true.
thing. I was like, "I trust no one right now."
I was like, oh,
That's amazing.
that was suspicious. I don't know about you. Like, especially at the beginning when they meet, gosh, I don't know how to say Joe
Johannes.
Johannes. Okay. When
Oh,
they
Johannes.
when they met him, I was like,
Okay.
you're gonna be a really bad guy. Like, you're the head of all this. And as you like divulge into the story and they're getting farther into the heist, and I got so suspicious of him. Extremely suspicious of him.
Yes.
I was like,
So did I.
oh,
And I was low key suspicious of, I'm forgetting his name right now, Nari's love interest,
oh,
Samit?
so
Mhm.
Yeah. I got a little suspicious of him too because he showed up like it was just perfect timing. I was like, "Huh, why are you showing up right now?"
and
Yeah.
Amari,
What do you have hidden up your
I was suspicious of him too. I was like, I don't know. You're kind of. It's convenient timing that you're
Yeah,
showing up right now.
exactly. Well, I mean, I feel like that's part of the suspense, right? You never know, like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
you can trust and where the story's gonna go, where it's gonna unfold, what these people are hiding, all of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
And I
that's
definitely,
awesome.
when I was reading the book, and it was like based in Omaha, I was like, oh, so I like looked you up. I'm like, is she from Omaha? I was like, no. So why Omaha? That was like my biggest question. I'm like, Omaha is just such this like small niche, like middle of nowhere place.
Yeah, great question. So I'm originally from Michigan. I am from the Midwest. And I loved the fact, or I wanted to show people the fact that people from the Midwest are a lot more diverse and interesting and have crazy backstories that you might never expect. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye with the Midwest. There's kind of
Yes.
this stereotype that it's sweet, wholesome, and all of those things are true, but there's so much more going on as well. And so I was looking for a setting for the book. I didn't want to do Michigan because I was a little too close to home.
Yeah.
Even though Jennifer is from Michigan. But my coworkers were going on this leadership retreat, and I was at the same time, I'm like, where should I set this book? Where should I set this book? And they're like, oh, we're going to Omaha. And I thought, okay, that's perfect.
Well, to Omaha.
That is the
I
yes.
love that.
So I started to explore it more. I developed a lot of different scenes. I've still never been there, but I made sure that every place that I created, there is something like it. I researched, what Old Market is like. I researched different parts of the city to be able to recreate them. And it really came to life for me through the process. And I wanted to share, just how varied and interesting and unexpected the Midwest can be.
Yes. And that is so true. went to Omaha for the first time last year. And I don't know,
Oh,
like, when
amazing.
you think of Nebraska, you're like, "Oh, it's small. It has nothing." And then you get to Omaha and you're like, "Oh, wow, this is actually, like, a decently sized city, and there's a lot of people who live here."
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And certain things that you might not associate with the Midwest, like dense walkability and
Mm.
interesting things to do and cultural activities, they're all going on. There are diverse groups of people there. There's a fun scene going on in a lot of these cities.
Yes, for sure. One of the other things that I liked that you did in the book was it was the multiple POVs, and I like that it switched from Jennifer to Nari because they are such different characters. So you really got like the full scope of the story. 'Cause you got, like you said,
Yeah.
like, Jennifer's wholesome, like, "Oh, everything's fine. I don't do anything wrong. I just wanna go and eventually have a surf shop in Hawaii, but, that's a pipe dream." And then you have Nari who grew up in this, like, crime lifestyle with her mom, and she's like, "No, I got this. Like, this is just a normal Tuesday, stealing millions of dollars worth of product." And I I liked that Jennifer in the beginning didn't know fully what Nari did for work. Like, she's like, "Oh, no, like, she just makes money." And the fact that I just think it's funny that Nari would, like, steal, like, thousands of dollars worth of things. She's like, "No, but I still need a roommate. I still need that camaraderie. Like, I don't wanna live by myself."
Yes,
I also
exactly.
love that Jennifer was always down to, like, help her whenever Nari needed help. She's like, "Hey, I need help." She's like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" You
Yeah.
know?
For sure, true ride or die. She was like, I don't
Oh,
know,
for
this
sure.
this sounds kind of illegal, but you really need my help? Alright, I'll help you."
Like, okay.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like Jennifer is one of those amazing friends that you can call on for anything. She's always there for you, very, like, empathetic and understanding, so,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like you're lucky if you know one of those
Yeah,
people.
I was gonna say everyone needs a Jennifer in their life.
Yes.
For real, though.
Um,
Call up your Jennifer today and tell her thank you.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. What also, with the POV thing, what made you add that 3rd slash I wanna say 4th, but it's kind of all POV towards the end of the book? Because I was like, I was reading and then I was like, "Wait a minute, that's not the same character." Like, I had to, like, turn back and I was like, "No, that's right. Okay." I kn It threw me off and I was like, "Wait a minute. We didn't have her point of view before this, right?"
Yeah, you mean Roberta?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I brought in Roberta, so she's the amateur cop that, after the cops are tipped off to their heist, she is so driven and excited to be exploring this case because she's new, she wants to prove herself, and so I kind of wanted to bring her energy into the story and add that element of tension of, the main characters being pursued. They don't know what's going on, but we, the reader, know that she's what the steps that she's taking. They're trying to foil her, trick her, eventually gain insights into what she's doing. And so I wanted to have kind of that interplay going on of us being able to follow both sides of the story, but both sides not necessarily having complete information about what the other team is doing. um, and I also wanted to make Roberta more I wanted to make her relatable so that the reader kind of has this tension of feeling. I've had some readers say that they're rooting for both sides. They're rooting for these actual criminals as well as also rooting for Roberta. They feel like they can relate to her, and hearing things from her perspective is really compelling too. So I wanted to kind of show that tension and that complexity and also give readers a chance to bond with the cop a little bit, who's a little bit of a good guy as well as a bad guy, because you're rooting for the actual bad guys who are also good. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
complicated. You don't know who to root for, I guess.
Yeah, it's that, like, morally
Yeah.
gray area, like, that chaotic good of the characters who are doing the heist, 'cause you're like, "Okay, well, you're performing this heist against a company that's like doing like forced labor, and so that's not good. But then also you're stealing, but it's for a good cause. So it's okay. But yeah, I understand that. And I also
Exactly.
really liked that we met Roberta prior to her like entering the story later when things were starting to get a little dicey for the main characters. I like that we met her at the towards like the beginning of the book, so it wasn't like, oh, who is this new character who's just being introduced? Like we knew her, like, oh no, she met you before. Like you need to be careful.
Exactly. Like there was already that connection and, that tension, and they had no idea that she was going to be the person that was going to be onto their case. So, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah. And I just feel like you did a very good job in this book. Like I feel like there was no like surprise new character entering in, like, oh, who's this guy and why are you important? It's all like, no, we've met them at some point along the storyline to make it so when their part did come into the book, it was meaningful and it didn't feel like, oh, we need to add this character to further this part of the plot. Like it was every character felt meaningful in the story. No one just felt like randomly put in. I feel like that's like,
Plopped in there.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's like so hard in books. I hate when you're reading and you're like, wait a minute, who is this guy? Like we've never heard of them before. Who is this person? And so I really like how you you tied all those loose ends together. There was nothing left to be like, why are they important? Why is she important? Why is he important? They were all put into the story intentionally.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. So I know this is book 2 of like the 2-book series. Are you going to add another one to this series? Or are you going to do like a novella of them going to like Turks and Caicos or their vacation? Because
And
I want to know about Jennifer's
sorry to
surf
interrupt.
shop in Hawaii.
Yes. So great question. I am currently working on book 3. I'm very excited about it. I'm bringing together the same cast from this book, the same core heist team. And they're going up against a new bad guy, this time in an international setting,
Oh,
multiple different international settings. Yes. So there's going to be a lot to explore, a lot of tension, a lot of suspense, but a lot of like fun, playful, cozy heist vibes that we get to explore with the team. And Jennifer's never left the country before, so this is
oh
very
no.
exciting for her.
Oh, even better. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Because I was wondering, because after I finished it, I was like, there's some room for more to come. Like this wasn't just like, okay, it's all done, we're done. I was like, no. They can do more things. They can cause more chaos and do good deeds at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And there are more things to explore, like you mentioned. There are things that we didn't get to explore yet in this book, like Jennifer's Hawaiian dreams. That's an exciting thing
Yes.
that
Also,
might be explored in the next
ooh.
book.
Also, I do have a Jennifer specific question. So she writes the comic books. Is she ever going to like publish those? Are those going to be a thing? Like, I feel like she can be like a famous comic book writer because everyone who's read them in the story were like, these are so good. This character's so amazing.
That's a great question. I can't say one way or the other, but I guess you'll just have to continue to read to find out.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I saw on Instagram a video you put up of who you would cast as the characters, and I gotta say Kiki Palmer for Jennifer is perfect.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
that'd be
My
amazing,
God.
right?
Yes.
I'm so glad
I
you guys
saw that. I was
agree.
like, yes.
Yeah, I feel like she would be amazing. She would just inhabit her character so well, and the
Oh yeah.
transition that Jennifer goes through from like wholesome daydreamer to this woman that's like more empowered and more comfortable breaking the law, and kind of that arc that she goes through. I feel like Kiki Palmer would inhabit that perfectly.
Oh
She
yeah.
would. She would be the perfect one. I
I
love
could totally see.
Dang, I wish I would have saw that before or during while I was reading the book because like I could have totally picture her as Jennifer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, if she's listening, Kiki, the door is open.
Doors open. Please come play Jennifer. She's a great character.
Give me a call. Yeah.
But thank you, Sasha, so much for joining us. Those are all of our questions we have for you. We don't want to give away too much of the book because there's just so many little intricacies in the book that really make the story come together. But we appreciate the opportunity and you reaching out because this was so much fun.
Well,
It
thank you so
was.
much. I had such a blast. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and I loved it, and yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah. And for anyone who is interested in reading The Sweetest Getaway, it is available on Kindle Unlimited. And is the first book of the series also available on Kindle Unlimited?
They are both available on Kindle. The Kindle Unlimited deal is actually sunsetting soon.
Oh, well,
So if you want to catch it on Kindle Unlimited, catch it within the next week, I think, is the rest of the window. But it's also available. After that, it'll be available in ebook format as well as print and hardcover, The Sweetest Getaway, and A Sweet Scheme, which is the first story. It's a standalone prequel featuring Martha, one of the heist team members.
Oh, okay.
She, yeah, it's super exciting. It's another entrepreneurial fight back story. That's available in ebook and print as well.
that's
Alright.
awesome.
And
And
watch out for her 3rd
yeah,
book that's coming out.
to see what this crazy team of ladies does next internationally, not just in little ol' Omaha.
Yeah. And if you'd like to keep up to date with the third book when it's coming out, I'm also currently working on the audiobook for The Sweetest
Oh,
Getaway.
cool.
I don't have an ETA on that yet, but I've already found a narrator. She's incredible. She's won tons of awards. So if you want to hear this in more of like a cinematic type of situation, come to my website and sign up, sashapreston.com/newsletter. You'll get the first chapter of The Sweetest Getaway for free. And then you'll also stay up to date on all of the things that are coming out, including the audiobook version as well as book 3. You'll be among the first group of people to know.
That's amazing. That's so exciting.
Awesome.
Congratulations on it being moved into audiobook format because that is such a big platform
Yeah.
for so many people for reading books. So that's awesome. That's just going to put your book out there even more.
Yeah, that's so
Exactly.
exciting. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, both of you.
Yeah. But for everyone listening, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Two Peas Podding. And we will catch you next time. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.